Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Maria and I make personal development content here on YouTube. And so in today's video, I wanted to really touch on the subject again of emotional regulation. But actually in this video, I wanted to kind of speak about something that I have learned about when you start to work on yourself. And this is not just with emotional regulation, but this is just in general, right? You will start to realize that a lot of the people that you are around do not know how to regulate their emotions. And I just wanted to come on here and talk about that because as you continue to heal and as you continue to develop, you will start to notice that there is a lot of things that people do very unhealthy, and yourself included, right? Until you start to continue to grow. And in those moments, my word of advice to you is to keep going. And so I just wanted to give an example about this. So, like, for example, a lot of humans do not know how to regulate their emotions at all. And so in those moments where your emotions may be high and you may be really upset, people will take you being upset and your emotions being high as you not being able to regulate your emotions. And that's not what emotional regulation means. That means not making very irresponsible decisions or making decisions based off of emotions. But if you're just simply articulating yourself, being vulnerable in that moment and explaining and expressing how you're feeling in that moment and that sadness and how this really makes it tough for you and everything, you may find yourself expressing that to somebody who really does not even know how to handle those sort of emotions. And in that moment, that is the opportunity for you to educate them, because you are not to judge them, because you have to realize that they obviously have been struggling with something that you have been struggling with as well, until you start to learn and you start to educate yourself. But in those moments, it's not meant for you to like belittle them or, try to make them feel like, oh yeah, like I'm better than you because I know how to handle sad emotions. I know how to handle like really upset emotions, like anything like that. And what you'll notice is that typically people who are not used to regulating their own emotions, they will try to get you to stop feeling those emotions immediately, because they don't even know how to deal with their own emotions. So when you are around them and you may be experiencing some high emotions, you may be really upset, you may even cry, right? Those are all ways that you're releasing whatever you're feeling in that moment. And I think the biggest thing is, like, in those moments, do not allow that to deter you away from, or to keep you away from feeling those emotions and dealing with those emotions, because that's a healthy way of dealing with your emotions and regulating your emotions. Like I said, everyone has emotions. And I think a lot of times in society growing up, and even like in your childhood, you may have had parents that were like, if you have negative emotions, they shoo you away, or they say, oh, everything is going to be fine, don't worry about it. Or they just like don't even acknowledge your negative emotions at all. Like, they don't want to have to deal with them. And so now that we are adults and we're trying to unlearn those previous things about like negative emotions and understand that emotions is a way for our body to trigger something to us, it's so much easier to just say, I'm okay with feeling this right now. So if I'm feeling sadness and my body feels like it needs to cry, guess what? That's releasing some stress. That's releasing some anxieties. That's releasing some concerns that I have. And so now that I have that trigger of that emotion, I can now talk to myself and say, okay, why are you feeling like this in this moment? What do you need in this moment? And that is emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is not just denying those feelings and just saying, okay, I'm not dealing with them, because that's unhealthy, because your body is not being able to release, and you're also not problem solving in that situation. You're just negating those emotions, right? And so you will notice you will definitely notice people around you not being able to handle your emotions, or trying to say like, oh, cheer up, or things like that. And in those moments, you definitely want to say like, oh, like, I really appreciate it, all that, those things, right? They don't mean any harm when they're saying that to you, but what they are really trying to say is, you being in high emotion right now, or you feeling emotions at all in general right now, is causing me a lot of anxiety, because I don't even know how to deal with my own emotions. And in those moments, like I said, it's time to just educate them. And all you have to simply say to them is, hey, listen, right now, I'm really upset. And my body feels so much better once I'm able to cry and release whatever I'm feeling, and just be able to deal with those things on my own. And although I know that you genuinely are trying to help me by saying cheer up and things like that, in this moment, this is what my body needs, and this is just what I'm going to go ahead and do. And you will have to stand on that, and you will not have to you cannot shy away from that, because this is part of your healing. This is part of your growing. This is part of your emotional development, right? But if you kind of shrink back into like that place of like, oh yeah, I guess it isn't that big of a deal, or oh yeah, why am I crying? Like, obviously it's not that deep. Then in those times, now you're going back to those unhealthy ways of dealing with your emotions, because you don't know how to. Whereas just accepting all of those emotions for what they are, not looking them as bad or good, but just simply emotions that are triggering something to you, you will feel so much better about it. And like I said, it's something you'll notice though that a lot of people do not know how to do, but this is why it's so important for us in those moments to not judge them, and to also not shrink ourselves, but we have to educate people so that we can get more people on board with emotional regulation, because it's such a healthy way of being able to deal with the things that you have going on at the time. So that's really all I wanted to come on here today and talk about, to be honest. I really continue to just encourage all of you to keep going with your emotional regulation and just all together self-development journey. I really believe that, and I through experience have seen how much I have grown, how much my relationships have grown, and how much I just feel so much more confident in my decisions, and feel more confident in myself, my self-esteem, just on my everything, to be honest. And so just continue to work on those things that you find yourself like, still having to grow through. Guess what? They're growing pains. It's not always going to feel great, but it's going to feel great in the end when you get the results that you want. And that's really it for me. If you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. As always, I'm down in the comments below, kind of responding to everybody. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.